Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo here at $3 Theater with my good friend Lewis from Nerd Report. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Matt? Big fan of this channel. You know that. So I'm happy to be here with you.
He's only saying that because he paid me to be here.
Not
No,
much.
not much. Of course not. Of course not. When I hit that 100,000 subs, then we're going to be talking some good money. Anyway, no, Lewis and I have been friends for a while. We've been wanting to work together on some stuff, so expect more from that coming up here. But tonight is the big one in regards to social media embargo lifting on Captain Marvel, a movie that is only, like 2 weeks away?
Yep.
A little over 2 weeks away at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they just did the first press screening tonight.
Press screening tonight. There's another one on Thursday. Of course, people are getting ready. Members of the press, select members of the press, are getting ready to be covering it this Thursday and Friday at the junkets and interviews.
Okay, so you're not going to go to that, obviously, right?
I will not be attending. I cannot go. Press junkets are I got offered a press junket. I prefer to have interviews. I think press junkets have become kind of fanfares. I don't have the resources to do it.
But here's my question, though. If you would have accepted the press junket, would you have gone to see Captain Marvel tonight?
Yeah, I would have gone.
All right, then you're a fucking moron. You should have done it. I'm just saying. I love you, buddy.
Well,
but
sometimes, though, to be fair, like there's a lot of movies, because I'm more of a fan than a critic. Watching a movie with the fans is like 30% better because you get all the right, when there's something funny, people laugh. When there's action, people clap. And after the film, everyone's just happy. And when you watch it with the critics, sometimes it's like a funeral, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is also a Marvel movie, so it's a little bit different, I think, considering that Slash Film compiled a whole bunch of tweets here, and it says, Captain Marvel early buzz, a funny, surprising space adventure, which makes sense considering this was supposed to be the very first James Gunn kind of not led so much as kind of planned out beginning into phase 4 sort of thing with the cosmic side of it. But then again, this is a prequel, so I'm not too sure. It's just fun, surprising. I guess that's good considering it also almost feels like Guardians of the Galaxy light, doesn't it?
Yeah, that and some Thor action too as well, because Thor felt like Guardians of the Galaxy as well. So I think there's a little Disney's marketing understands that there's a market for that. So people are that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to shoot for.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense considering what they're trying to go for. I mean, and looking at Thor Ragnarok did kind of feel like a third Guardians film in terms of color and humor, which I felt really worked, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people have argued for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, if it is to happen, to be called as Guardians of the Galaxy, or to have that be a spinoff of Thor kind of working with the Guardians. I think that would be just as good, to be honest with you. But that, of course, is speculation for another time, and what we can talk about then. But let's take a look here at the first one here. Angie J. Han. I'm not too sure which outlet she's from, but she says here, well, Thanos is fucked. I'm not like, I mean, we all kind of knew that that Captain Marvel was going to be this OP character. Like that was going to be a thing. And my only fear with the situation is that she's going to be too OP. And I know you have some different thoughts on that.
Well, I think that, we spoke earlier, is that the Russo brothers are too smart for that. They're fans as well. At least they give me the impression that they are, and they're watching us or channels like us. And they're not just going to go for the obvious and have Captain Marvel defeat Thanos on his own. I think it's going to be a group effort with the Avengers, and it's going to be a surprise as far as them. Look, the most overpowered character in the MCU, you know who it is? The Russo brothers. They're awesome.
No, they've definitely crafted a number of fantastic films. I know they're going to probably be done with the MCU post Endgame, but damn if they haven't brought it just to epic new heights. I don't think even Joss Whedon could have pulled off. But anyway, Peter Sciretta from Slash Film. Surprisingly, they didn't give him the lead on that particular one. There we go. Make sure that's in frame. He says here, Captain Marvel is a great origin story. Bree's buddy cop chemistry with Samuel Jackson is so much fun, and her relationship with Lashana Lynch is the real heart of it. Ben Mendelsohn and the cat both steal the show. Marvel does a prequel, right? Not over-explaining too much, but giving us unexpected answers in interesting ways. MCU's most multi-layered villain story and fun 90s soundtrack, but sometimes the song choices feel too obvious.
Well, Peter is a friend of mine. I always see him after most of the screenings, and he's a very honest guy. I think we're going to actually notice the part about the music. If he says it, I don't think he's that, and he left it as the final thought. And so people say the first impression is what counts. No, it's the last. It's what you stay with. So I'm gonna say Peter's probably right. Maybe there is some overpowering music, but it's also depends on his taste. I may like the 90s music they choose.
Yeah, like I'm just wondering how much of it's gonna be like it's early 90s, so Alanis Morissette wouldn't be there. I believe it's like 93 is when this is set, right?
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, Morissette. Was I in?
So hopefully we had some Backstreet Boys, right?
No, Backstreet Boys is late 90s. Backstreet Boys, yeah, Backstreet Boys is late 90s. Because I graduated high school in 2000. So, you know, mid 90s, early 90s, man, what would have been? I think Spin Doctors. I'm going to go on a limb and say Spin Doctors 2 Princes is going to be in this movie. I just have a feeling that's going to happen. But what I find interesting here in the breakdown is the buddy cop aspect of the movie is actually one of the things I'm looking forward to. Sam Jackson in a buddy cop role that's well written does very well. If there's chemistry between the actors, like the Hitman's Bodyguard, I thought him and Ryan Reynolds did a good job. So I want to see that one here. But Ben Mendelsohn and the Cat both steal the show, which is weird because I felt that Krennic as well as Sorrento from Ready Player One, both of his last villain roles, were just weak. Like, I don't look at him as being that good of an actor.
Well, I think what we could get out of this for sure is that the Cat is a significant star of the film, because that's where we keep hearing cat. So that's the one consistent thing from, even because the screening, what people don't understand, they did have a screening for people who work at Disney, because there were a couple weeks ago people were talking about the Cats. That wasn't actually a fan event or a press junket or press screening. That was actually people that work at Disney got to see the film, so they know what they're promoting. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time though, when I hear cat, my brain goes marketing, merchandise. Because let's be fair here, that's what got Cars 2 and Cars 3 was the $1 billion in merchandise that Disney sold off of Cars. So that I'm looking at that going like, yeah, it's gonna probably be merchandise stuff.
Yep.
All right. So moving on here, we got Anna Klassen says Captain Marvel opens with a very touching Stan Lee tribute that Marvel fans will love. Going on to say there's an earthiness, an earnestness to Captain Marvel that feels different than other MCU films. I got chills watching Carol Danvers get back up over and over again. Oh, okay. Maybe that's the fucking. Maybe that's the song. It's Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. I get knocked down and I get up again. That's if that's in the movie. And I'm calling it now. That's so bad.
So I would say that I don't know who this person is. But she just gave us a spoiler with the Stan Lee thing.
She did.
That's a pretty big spoiler.
She writes movies.
Okay.
Apparently for Netflix. And she writes about movies for Newsweek, The Daily Beast, Bustle, BuzzFeed, and Final Draft.
If I was really into non-spoilers, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I should have pre-read that. Sorry, I didn't.
No. You can put it in the description.
Let's think of it like this though. The idea here essentially is that the spoiler is that there's a Stan Lee tribute in the beginning of the movie.
Right. That's not a reaction. You're supposed to only have reactions. Breaking embargo. Yeah.
Well, she broke embargo. Yeah, she did break embargo. Ban her, Disney. She can never come back and work ever again. Anna Klassen will go on just to write movies for Netflix. She's so screwed. Her career is so over. Ruined by Stan Lee. One last get him. Going on here, Eric Eisenberg says Captain Marvel is a blast, has some cool surprises that I definitely didn't see coming, and the mystery origin it weaves is engaging and fun. Brie Larson is awesome, and it makes a fantastic first step into the MCU. And oh yes, Goose is a brilliant scene stealer. Bruce is the cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the cat.
People don't know what the cat is. If you don't know what the cat is in Captain Marvel, like what the cat does, don't spoil it for yourself. If you don't know, wait for the movie, because that's what they're banking on right now.
Yeah.
That's what they're banking on.
I'm telling you, man, the consistent thing is the cat.
Because merchandise.
Well, yeah, they probably got good screen time and stuff like that. But I the press is not in on selling merchandise for the cat, but I'm sure that's what gave an impression with the movie. So that's a good one. And it's not that reaction right there is pretty logical. It's not going overboard.
Sure, I like it. I definitely agree. What we have here is Amy Dallin saying they did it. That was my girl. # higher, further, faster, baby. Okay. All right. Solid reaction on that one from Amy Dallin. They did it. Don't quite know what it is, but then again, leave some mystery to the process. Unlike Anna Klassen breaking up, telling us what happened with the Stan Lee tribute. You done goofed, Anna. Get back to your corner. We got here Eric Davis says Captain Marvel was a great 90s sci-fi vibe with a tone unlike any other Marvel movie. It's retro, trippy, mysterious, dorky. It's funny in surprising places and badass in all the right places. It remains entertaining because it's always changing. It's got the right stuff. I love the cat, Sam Jackson, love Ben Mendelsohn, and honestly, I'm calling Lashana Lynch as MVP. She brings an emotional weight to the film that is needed and transforms the entire movie upon arrival. Definitely need to see it. I need to see more of her, and that's a solid,
pretty solid
right there. Yeah, that's
and what I'm liking too is that they're not a lot of the reactions not talking about like, oh, it's it has a social commentary on today's political climate. We're not getting that. We're not getting that.
Can we point out though, so far, and there's a tweet that's gonna kind of ruin this, but so far no one has said, Brie Larson was amazing in the role. If you notice, it's Sam Jackson was great.
Mm-hmm.
Lashana Lynch was great. The cat was amazing. Ben Mendelsohn was awesome. No one has said Captain Marvel was good. Have you noticed that?
I plead the fifth. I haven't heard it yet. I'll keep reading.
I'm just saying. Now here's this one here. Drew Taylor says, really love Captain Marvel. It's a little wobbly at times, but only because it's so ambitious. It's beautifully constructed, hilarious, and offers tons of surprises. Brie Larson obviously rules, but Ben Mendelsohn is the surprise MVP. So a movie that's all about a hero, because that's what they were going for in the marketing.
Right.
And people who are seeing it are like, man, that Ben Mendelsohn guy, he's going places. He is truly the MVP of the movie. And again, saying she's good, but no one is really focusing on her. I find that to be quite telling. And I think it's because I don't think we were lied to in the trailers. I don't think we were lied to. All those responses, just like, she's like, I'm not going to start this war. I'm going to end it. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, to be fair, movies are good based on their villains sometimes. So that's a good sign. You got a good villain.
True. But not Marvel movies. Marvel movies are not known for their villains. DC movies are known for their villains.
Yeah, but I was about to mention the Dark Knight. Everyone talks about the Joker.
Yeah, well, I would say Thanos was the main character of Infinity War. It was so good that I would love to actually see a Thanos movie. You know, that would be very weird, like a Maleficent sort of thing. Like, how do you make Thanos, the guy who kills half the universe, a good guy? Yeah, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He's not all bad. He got laid. He felt better. So Steven Weintraub here from Collider says Captain Marvel is a welcome addition to the MCU. The movie is really well done with some great moments. Ben Mendelsohn steals almost every scene he's in. Brie Larson literally shines in the role. So ready for Avengers Endgame.
Literally shines
because you see the trailer and she's like, she's shining. So it's like, again, not about the talent, about the effects work that goes into making her shine on screen. There's not a lot here that is really promoting Brie Larson as being the key here. This might be a poor move on Marvel's part. Like, I hadn't seen any people seem to like the movie. All I'm saying is just it's kind of funny.
I'm actually more excited about it now because it seems like the reactions aren't overblown fake. That's where
no, they feel legit.
They feel legit. Yeah. I mean, people like to, even though I'm technically a member of the press as well with Disney invites and everything, but it sometimes does feel fake and people, they get called out on it. And this time it doesn't. So I think we're going to have a pretty good movie. It looks like
it looks okay. I'm okay. We have a few more to get through here, but this one here is interesting. It says, this is from Mike Ryan saying Captain Marvel isn't what I expected based on marketing. It's pretty much an all-in cosmic space movie. Also, it's a lot weirder than I expected. Ben Mendelsohn is awesome as Talos. And not wacky weird like Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Think more Rey snapping into endless mirrors from The Last Jedi type scenes. And also, finally, the MCU and a Nirvana song come together as Kurt Cobain wanted. And he finishes up here by saying, I can't get over how great Ben Mendelsohn is. I was worried he was going to be one of the Marvel villains with an alien makeup, but that's not the case at all. The movie doesn't work without him. That's interesting to me because what the fuck does it mean by think more Rey snapping into the endless mirror scene from The Last Jedi? That scene made like no damn sense, and it just completely stopped the movie dead in its tracks.
Yeah. That scene felt more 80s to me when I was watching, like, because
Yeah,
some of the sci-fi from the 80s dragged a little bit at points if you especially watch them now.
yeah,
And
they
so
do.
that scene felt like it was out of the 80s. I don't know what it meant. With Ray, maybe like a combination of her past and her future snapping back.
Well, he
I don't
says
know.
not wacky weird like the Guardians movies.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even really wacky weird. That was just, I mean, well, maybe Guardians 2, where they start off in the robot brothel, which I thought was a bold choice. That Howard the Duck was at a robot brothel, chilling, just chilling, doing his thing. Cool. Corkscrew at work, I guess. And so, but again, none of this is just like, oh yeah, none of this was about Brie Larson. This was all Ben Mendelsohn. This was all good villain. This might be one of those cases where it is literally the bad guy outshines the hero. And that's not a good sign. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Good. But not bad, but not good. All right, now we got a bit of a negative one here.
All right.
Gregory Elwood playlist says Captain Marvel is a mixed bag. The first half is slow and uninspired. Second half is much better. Feels like directors could not escape the Marvel formula. Mendelsohn steals the movie. VFX full of Marvel powers, much better than the trailers. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's good. That's good because remember we were both complaining about the trailers.
Mendelsohn. So we know the cat. Mendelsohn.
Those are the two good things.
The two things that will probably go 100% is going to be satisfactory.
I would argue. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's the
and then VFX full of Marvel powers, much better than the trailers. Because that was, again, my complaint with the trailers. It just looked like there was like no oomph behind it. Like the scene where she's on top of the train and she goes like Hadouken, and she does that move and like the powers shoot out of her arms. There felt like there was no weight behind it. It just was all like Brie going like,
And all those things took place on Earth. Apparently, this is
there's not a lot on Earth here. It's got to be a lot of flashbacks. It's got to be riddled by flashbacks. I think the movie's going to start with her crashing into the blockbuster, and then it's going to be told through flashbacks, kind of like man, what movie was it that did a lot of the flashbacks halfway through the first half of the film?
Memento.
No, the whole thing was flashbacks. It was like Boondock Saints or something did that, where it was like. The first half, no. Deadpool did it. The first half of Deadpool is almost all flashback. It starts off with the action scene on the overpass, which we saw in the VFX preview from 2014, just upgraded, and then it goes into the breaking the fourth wall, and then giving us a flashback, which takes us through the whole process, and then they kind of intercut in. That could be it. That could be why the first half feels slow and uninspired, because it's constantly going back and forth, but it's just not really having a good pacing to it.
I think it's going to start off on Earth actually and then up in space, because that would explain where the hell she's been.
I think that's what we're going to find out. I think she's going to land in Blockbuster and come to Earth because she's looking around like trying to find scrolls. Remember, that was like the whole thing of her beating up the lady in the trailer. And that's the other part of that. So I think that's going to play into it. And finally here, Scott Menzel says Captain Marvel is everything I hoped it would be. It feels completely unlike any other Marvel film, a unique and fresh take on the origin story that feels new. Brie Larson is fantastic as Carol Danvers, one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. All right.
I like Scott.
That's all. I don't know the guy personally, but
he's pretty solid. He's pretty solid.
All right. Yeah. Well, he's saying here a unique and fresh take on an origin story that feels new. That feels like a derivative sentence to me. A unique and fresh take on an origin story that feels unique and fresh. Okay, sir. Maybe I learned a grammar. But no, then he's okay, fine. So it's one of his favorite Marvel movies of all time, but this is going to sound weird. It's a non-committal tweet. It's like, I look at this tweet and like I would have tweeted about Iron Man 2, like, man, Iron Man 2 was great. And then just let it sit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it feels like to me, but I'm pretty sure he liked it. And a lot of people seem to like it. A lot of people have been, giving this some high marks, but let's kind of look at what's, just kind of breaking it down here. Obviously Brie Larson is not the draw.
Well, it seems like that's not what people are leaving the theater with, the impression of Brie Larson of what she did in the movie. That's what it seems like. It seems like it's all about the villain. It's all about the cat, and it's all about the co-stars, working around. There's no talk about Endgame. You notice that? Like, you're going to love the...
Well, they said one guy said bring on Endgame. And the other person said, well, Thanos is fucked.
Thanos is fucked. That's kind of, I don't know. That seems like somebody that wants retweets.
How many retweets did she get here?
That's a good quote.
She got 472 retweets.
Yeah, it works.
And she writes for Mashable, and she's a member of the LA Film Critics. So yeah, she's been around for a while. But she's only got 11,000 followers. She was like the first one, I think. People are just like on board with that.
That's the thing, my quote after watching Black Panther was, and it got tweeted a lot, was that Avengers Infinity War has a tough act to follow. That's all I said. You know what I mean? And I got retweeted a lot. So people like the snappy thing. When you have a snappy quote, and then you get a lot.
Are you saying they like clickbait? Anyway, that's a lot of. So
man, unfortunately, clickbait pays, man.
It does. It totally does.
So bad.
And speaking of clickbait, if you want more of it, be sure to subscribe to 3 Buck Theater as well as Nerd Report.
Yeah.
Lewis puts out videos all the time, like I do. And we're going to be launching a new channel here pretty soon together, him and I. So be looking on the lookout for those announcements. But I think that should basically wrap it up. We've been on for about 21 minutes or so.
Hey, I'm sorry. I talk a lot, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not, this isn't a criticism on you. I'm just thinking like that's, we've broken it down. So my takeaway from it ultimately is Ben Mendelsohn, good. Sam Jackson, good. Goose is amazing. Brie Larson is second fiddle. And that kind of goes in line with what I was thinking based upon the marketing, because the marketing came up in regards to some of the tweets, and even the follow-up commentary in the article said that the guy was like, the marketing is not very good.
Yeah.
And even though they just announced apparently a few hours ago that the opening estimates for this movie have now moved up to 120 million, because it was up to 180, down to 100, down to 80, then up to 120, all over the place. So we never know. This might actually do well, but the reviews don't leave the embargo until March 5th. And that's a little weird because
for now,
you think they might raise the embargo or
it depends right now. If they're iffy about it, they're looking at the reaction. They're weaving out the BS from what they think is, the shills, the people that want to get retweets. They're separating those from the people that are honest, and they may make a decision tomorrow is, you know what, you guys could put in your review earlier. They may do that.
And when they do that, we'll definitely break it down.
Unless there's a big secret. Unless there's a secret in the movie that before the screening today, they go, do not talk about this. Then, Thanos dies at the, don't tell everybody that Thanos dies at the hands of Captain Marvel.
Damn it, Lewis. Spoilers. I don't want my channel attacked by the Marvel Corporation. This is my job, sir. Anyway, no, be sure to subscribe to Lewis here. And link for that will be in the video description. Again, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. Please thumbs up the video. If you made it this far in the video, do me a solid. Type in MCU in the chat so I know you guys made it. I appreciate everyone watching. We'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. And peace out.
Nerd out.
Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, feel free to check out that subscribe button. Help the channel out. Or you can watch any of the newest videos and make sure that you're caught up to date with what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment. So that way, when you're at work tomorrow, you can wow your friends with the information you learned from watching these videos. That's right. I said it. Subscribe.